Hello, this is another exciting game played by denc75 in a tournament. He was black and won big by resignation, killing the center dragon this time. Quite impressive what happened here, but if we go back a few moves, black erased the potential seki in the middle, capturing those 4 stones, and in fact black can play away, because even if white captures the ko and creates a seki at f7, f8, in the end, this is just a temporary ko, because the center dragon has 2 false sides and 1 valid eye. So normally black will remove that group from the board, and then the seki disappears as well. So now let's check from the start. We have a similar opening like in the previous games played as black, but usually here it's nice to see that white got d3 facing the top left corner, so black should attack d5 or c5. It's nice to set up the moyo in the direction of the top left corner like this with the basic pattern, but of course black can also choose some fancy fuseki hanging connection and then make a top shimari. But oh, once again white attacks from the outside. So here white is supposed to prevent the corner enclosure with e17. Black goes Kosumi. Now white can make his own shimari in the lower left corner, and then the fuseki is very balanced. So when white plays a move like this, actually this is a thank you move, black will just enclose the corner and be happy with that. Here black can also play the high shimari, in this case e16, because normally white will extend back to c11 or c10, or sorry, or d11, like it happened in the game. But actually c11 is the safer base. And then when black extends in the top at k17, the relationship between the top left shimari and the top right, it's really nice, having those stones on the 4th line and then the extension on the 3rd line. So it's more balanced like that. But nothing wrong to play e17, that's a territorial shimari, and now white needs to extend back. Yeah, if you remember the previous game, white went Kosumi here, which was strange. So there's a little improvement for white going for a base. He can also play a shimari like this or try to extend further, but it's okay to play 2 space or O-gamer like that. And now black attacks the lower right corner. This is big, but actually it's also quite important and urgent to invade the lower left corner. It's hard to say which Kakari should be faster or has a bigger priority. I mean, both are good, but on the left side, obviously white wants to set up a moyo, so going c5 seems to be slightly better. But anyway, it's also good to prevent the shimari at p3. So white defends. The thing is, white should extend r6 and black will extend to l3 for a base. So in this case, black finishes gote, then white has time to create to enclose the lower left corner. But let's see what happens. So white went up. This q6 leaves some agi at r5. Therefore, usually the joseki here is to play r6, tight and solid on the 3rd line. Then black can extend either l4 or l3, or black can ignore and go all the way to c5. Now, when white defends, for example, here, and black extends for a base, and white takes away the extension, black can still jump out. So the 2 stones are not in trouble. But it's quite ideal for black to extend 3 spaces away at l3 or l4, which happened in the game. That's a bit questionable. So if white wants to attack this group on the bottom side, he should approach j3, and this prepares the invasion at n3. But for white, it's really big to play the shimari. So white played here, black jumps. This jump is not really necessary. Now it's the right time to invade the corner. Let's see what happened. White goes Sumitsuki, black goes down. This is the right defense. And white goes for the right side, but the proper move on the right is r9 or 1 space jump q8. Actually, r9 Ogema here would be fine, and next step you go r12 as white, but r9 prevents the cut at r5. So if black wants to use the agi right away with this cut and then push, it's possible, and it's a fine fight. Because white is in trouble in the corner. So black will just leave on the side and start attacking the group in the middle. This feels good for black. But also, black has the option to approach r8, then white will double up, and now black plays another big point. Again, the fuseki looks for black. Looks okay, all good. Anyway, very important to play c5. So R12, not so big right now. Black comes in, that's good. Pincer, attach. And here I think white misclick. White was supposed to play Hane C2, then black blocks at D4, white pulls back, black goes down. And here, because white already has a stone at J4, he might just turn and Hane in order to expand the base on the bottom and then fix the right side with Q9. This would be proper. Also, it's very big for white to invade the top side. So let's see. Complete misclick. This looks so nice. I mean, I guess. It feels like a misclick. Hane, fine. It's good to separate those stones, either with Hane or C1, but the vital point at D4 is still a very nice option. Because even if white connects under C1, black can put a lot of pressure with the jump at F3. Now, of course, white will play one Atari, but it's still not a problem, because these stones on the bottom side are in big danger. So white needs to play the empty triangle, then crawl, super dangerous. Who dies faster? Ah, black can play here. White captures a stone, black has Atari like this, take, and then capture the corner back. So this is already a disaster for white. Yeah, this is the key point still, but anyway, black wants to take the corner and separate white stones, so white should play no b. Then black will protect like this or capture the stone, then white extends to redeem his losses. But this was too much, trying to use Diagi from the inside, because again, black can play d4. Then when white pushes again, black will connect, white will connect on the left side, and this is quite painful. Of course, white can try double Hane, then we have Atari, extend again, and now you just enter the bottom side. So these two stones are in trouble, these two, it's a big box coming up on the bottom, and white crawled a lot on the second line, which is always painful. So that would be excellent for black. Just play the key point, and the key point should be d4. Also, it's good enough to play c4. Now the cornerstones die, and white still needs to fix the bottom. If white plays something like f4, black can jump j2. So let's see how it goes. Black just tries to capture, white no b, and here black played a little bit careless. Should just connect, either like this or capture the two stones, Atari, because this gives you I shape on the spot. So when you went out, white just captures. So wow, interesting. From a position that was completely hopeless for white, immediately it became very dangerous and tricky for black. So black jumps out. White was supposed to wedge here and create some cutting points, and then play the Kosumi and a one space jump, and black is still on the run. Because white already captured the cornerstone, so the position on the bottom is good. So white just defends, black no b, and connects. Ooh, this is a bit slack, because anyway white it's already fine capturing the cornerstones, so white should separate. It doesn't matter if black uses h3 and then connects under j2, because the group on the left side, it's in big trouble. White was extremely conservative here. Probably white felt too good about killing the stones in the corner when he was supposed to die faster. Okay, black jumps. For black, it's actually proper to defend either k6 or push again to try to connect the stones. If white plays the wedge now, black will Atari and then tiger mount, so the shape is fine. And then on this move, you can connect or just leave it. Then white jumps and connect again or play a big point. So this schema, the wedge comes anyway, because now c7 it's in the right spot, is the eye stealing the Tsuji. So instead of Keima locally, you can play an attach move, but then white will Hane, black will go up. Now there's a cutting point, white connects, and then either Keima like this or just leave it. Atari take Kosumi. Yeah, but he's got it. So go for a big point. When white separates, you come out. If white tries to attack like this, you connect this way. Because when white cuts, just Atari, Atari, and catch. So back to the original game. Black Keima. White plays the wedge. it's good to play an attach here because obviously white wants to cut the d6. That's the whole point of playing the wedge and having the c7 in the I shape. So that's the eye stealing move. Therefore, if black plays an attach here, you cannot cut anymore as white because it's Atari and connect. So white needs to play Hane under or cut, and when black cuts, he's already connected, but white still needs to play some moves here. So if this happens, black can just play away. So black jumps in the middle for I shape. This is very big, q9, and it's proper because black could approach r8 and prepare the cut at r5. So far so good. White is quite nice at this stage. I mean, he came back a lot. He was in a trouble in the lower left corner, but not anymore. Now white defends here looking for the cut. Black pushes, that's fine. Black looks for a sacrifice here and keeps cente. This is a pretty small catch. In fact, white can just play this one. But the problem is black will Atari and then Atari again. So goes inside the left. Yeah. But taking one stone is pretty small. So if white just Nobi and then black defends with this move to prevent the cut at d6, then white just plays away a submarine invasion or something. So white went for a very small catch. White already took the cornerstones earlier, being lucky, so capturing one more stone is just endgame. Of course black can connect here, but black can also ignore and go for another big point. Yeah, this Hane was good to erase the left side and get stronger in the middle. But in fact, black also has the invasion at c12, so black could play other moves. But yeah, obviously black wants to sacrifice the stones on the left side and keep center, which is good. So all these pushes, white goes for a small capture, and black hits center again. Yeah, good idea. So black is looking to develop the center and the top moyo, but right now white has a lot of secure territory. So this 2k is pretty good to increase the moyo on the right side. White Hane, black goes Nobi. Black can also pull back, but in this case white will step up to the center. So it's also very good to play the bump. I mean the Nobi, sorry. And then white should bump. White should play r13 first, black Nobi, and then white should think about ways to get into the center. And it's not necessarily the push from behind. It can be a jump, something to get into the center faster. Also a jump from the left side or some invasion in the top. Now if white managed to damage the top or reduce the center, he's okay on territory because both left side and right side are quite large. But white pushes here, then black cuts. This cut is good, it creates some forcing move. Normally black just bumps and then white goes down. Then black will Nobi again or jump to increase the moyo. So when black cuts, white is supposed to play Atari from r10 and then just capture at s12. But in this case, black will play s13 and then Atari again. So that's the reason white plays the Atari on the second line. Now black just Atari from behind, but in fact it's good for black to play r10. Now even if white resists and he tries to capture these stones, and he can capture it, it's still good for black because when you add another stone and sacrifice both, you get more outside forcing moves. So white will play, for example, r13, you will just Nobi here, then white has to push s10 in order to capture. He can also go here and then connect because there are more liberties. But either way, if he plays this one or this one, then you have Hane from behind. So as long as there are two stones on the board, they can still help you get more outside forcing move. So for example, when white blocks here, you can also play Hane on the second line in center, then a double Hane because it's preparing the double Atari. Then white Nobi, then push again, and white will Nobi again. So all of a sudden, you get all these moves in the center that will create the box just by sacrificing two stones instead of one. So it's very good to remember this principle. Add one more stone and sacrifice both. Because when you play Atari, he's not going to connect, which he can try, but just capture. And now it's a very powerful position. There are no more center moves in the middle. So black just Nobi. Now white comes in and then he dies inside. that was just too good for black. So here is where black is getting the lead. Yeah, terrible what happened in the top for white. That's why white doesn't have to approach 016 or 017, because obviously black will kick and then take away the base, the extension. So white should play a move like p18, because p18 prepares two options. One is to go in the corner and leave in Sansan. The other one is to play Ogima towards the left. So this kind of submarine invasion, when white goes p18, if black secures the corner, white will extend for a base in the top, then black will probably block again. White can push in the corner, clamp, and then look for eyes in the top. Now if black blocks on the outside, white will push one time, then invade the corner, turn, and just leave in the corner. So compared to what happened in the game, white could do a much better job with a p18 or q18 submarine approach. So now he just died. Yeah, the cap was okay. White was supposed to run in the direction of his stones on the right, but it's still difficult to reach them. So he just made die bigger. And this is exactly what happened in the game. Actually here, black can cover, because even if white connects to the top, let's say he bumps Tsuke, go up, then a peep, connect, then a double up, then this, then Nobi, then defend and surround. Everything is dead. Just heavy stones. Connected but dead. So Hane again, Atari connect, that's fine. Already black got a lot of profit just killing the top two stones, and the surrounding territory, it's a big gain. So if this group dies in the middle, that's just bonus. So now black is taking the lead, and the center group seems to be dead too. Now here white messed up. He could just jump out and connect to the right. If black pushes like this, white can play m10. If black goes Nobi, jump again. And it's easy to create eye shape even if white doesn't connect to the right. But if black plays here, white can play like this, then black pushes, pull back, push, pull back, Hane, block, connect, and defend. So he's connected to the right and the center dragon escapes. But white jumps to the left, then black surrounds. So how can black actually keep this separated? How about Keima here? Now when white pushes, you just pull back. When white pushes again, jump again. So the idea is not to let this center group connect to the right. But this way, maybe white felt confident he can make eyes inside. Oh, this is wrong. He doesn't need to defend the right side. He's very strong there. He needs to push one time. Black might Nobi or block. Then... oh, okay. Push here once, threatening to get inside. Black will block again. There are some cuts. Atari here. Atari this way. Push again. If black blocks, Hane, you cannot block because it's Atari and capture. You must Nobi. Yeah, the group is out already. And now this one. So even if black plays all these moves, white escape in the middle. So that dragon shouldn't die. But white protected on the right where he's extremely strong. And he left the middle a little bit weak. So black and Hane in center one time and then play a one space jump to reduce the space. Then push like this, or Nobi up, or push this way and push this way. So not enough space for two eyes now. This push is not really necessary because on the right side it's obvious that white is not going to connect anymore, and there are more flexible moves to play here locally like L7 or a one space jump in order to build more. But actually black should just make sure the middle group will die and it's game over. So push like this, Hane, block, separate, that's very good. Oh, so white is actually completely captured. Even if white plays Atari here and follows up with a lot of Atari, there's nothing to do to create twice. Black is just too strong in the middle. So yeah, no way out. Now, when white captures disco, black defended like this and makes a false eye actually, because there is still Atari that you need to connect. So instead of doing that, should play Atari D13. Now, if white tries to resist with a connection, you just go down, threatening to catch the two stones on the left side. Obviously, white can play this Atari here, but it doesn't help him much. So you just connect. You don't need to fight the ko anymore. And then white has to protect on the left side. If white plays this move, you just capture two stones. If white tries to save the two stones by playing here, you can push through and capture the other 3. If he plays a move like c12, you go Atari, then you just connect underneath. So on this Atari link, and all those stones are trapped inside. So this way, black gains more. Therefore, when you play Atari like this, white has to Atari under, you capture the stone, and then you don't have to worry about this Atari anymore or play other moves inside your own territory. So on this move, white tries to make some ice. Black is looking for a way to separate. Actually, it works to separate, but how is the situation in the end? Yeah, this will leave. So you better don't separate. Okay. Push to erase the eye space. Fine. Then destroy the second potential eye. Atari connect. That's fine. He's trying this combination. It was to play Atari first. Anyway, still difficult for white because when white plays an Atari here and black connects, if white protects this way, black can go up. White plays this move, black will Atari like that. When white creates an eye here, you force it like this, similar to what happened in the game. So white extracts in order to go for that Seki combination, but here black should just Atari first and then protect this way, because when white cuts, you just Atari like this, and when he connects, he's in Atari with everything, so you capture. This is a very important tactical fight that you can solve in a way that you leave less agi, so you completely crush him. Now turn, block, okay, block again. So now we have the temporary Seki, but of course white also needs to connect a D13. Then block, go up. Ooh, that's strange. Black can just cut. So that's the wrong cut. You can cut here and it's game over, but anyway the group will die, so it's more interesting to play D13. Now when you play this Atari, it's not interesting to capture the top stone, you gotta capture the left stone, because this move white needs to block, and now you block the left side, or no B, but you get both stones. So what happened here? Push, connect, should just separate, because it's one eye on the left, one eye in the middle. It doesn't matter if he plays Atari here and then he creates another eye. It's one here and one here. They are not connected anymore. So push inside, Atari connect, okay. And now actually the group died in Gote. You can just play double Hane. You don't have to show your opponent the intention. If he goes Atari here and Atari like this, then you double Atari and catch 2 more stones. But it's fine either way. Atari again and then connect. And instead of connection, better bump and build more. Or you can play Kosumitsuke and then bump, try to get inside. This is all Sente, and then play the left side. Capture this stone, so no more Seki attempts, and then Kosumi. And now black should, white should just resign. So block. There's a Sente move to go down and Hane on the first line. This is all Sente. The bump is Gote and it's not so big. Then it's big to jump here. It's big to capture the stone, Kosumi, and erase the bottom more. Also, it's very big to play down at S13, so white doesn't play it in Sente. So this is 1 point block for white. Right now, white should play Kosumi here, Hane and everything Sente on the right side, then defend the bottom. But anyway, losing that dragon in the center, white will lose big, so he can as well resign. But Q5 is just a 1 point block in Gote. I mean, if white plays this move to erase the right side and black pushes here, white blocks and he just loses 1 point on the right. So for him, it's not so big to play Q5. It's more of a reflex move. Here, before he blocks, he should Atari first, threatening to get inside, and then the way to defend is J2, locally. But it's really not necessary. Hane was good, everything Sente. Instead of Hane, which white will block and black needs to connect in Gote, it's better to descend, and then when white blocks, you continue Sente. Because, okay, right now you play Gote, and after he plays away, you have the Sente at R1. But if you want to be Sente all the way, you go P2, and then if he plays R2, you just leave it. And if he plays Q2, Hane, block, connect, and defend. So all the sequence is Sente. This move is still a false eye, and the block is not necessary. So capture, Kosumi. If white pushes here, you just ignore again. Yeah, nothing happens, huh? Yeah, nothing happens. This is fine. So push, pull back, Atari, okay, capture, that's fine. And finally play away, huh? All right. And that was it. Some desperate attempts by white, but here you don't have to worry about the left side. Just play t13 and you take away white center. That's Seki, it's really not a problem. But yeah, declaration of victory, so well done again, big win. And I hope you enjoyed the review and get some ideas of how to play in close fights in general.